Time for the main events!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. So Wwe 2K26 comes out next week, next Friday, which is going to be here way before you know it. Boom, I can't believe we're here already. It feels like 2K25 just came out. And for the standard edition, it comes out on the 13th. So, there's a list of things you should probably do to set yourself up for some easy transition if you are picking up the game day one. So if you've been playing 2K25 and you have your created wrestler and you have all this stuff to do still, now's the time to get it done. And here's a list of 10 things to make sure you get done before you move on to 2K26. Let's get to it. The first thing you should do to set yourself up for success in Wwe 2K26 is go back to 2K25 and write down or screenshot each part of your moveset for your created wrestler. That way you don't have to try and remember all the moves you had. It'll save you a lot of time and it'll make the game transition much, much easier. For people like me who make a ton of wrestlers, this is something I didn't do last year and I regretted it. Make sure you go in and, like I said, if you're on the PlayStation, it has a record feature or function. You could literally just record a short video going through your entire moveset, and then when the new game comes out, just go watch it and have it as a reference. You can pause and go to the menu at all times, basically when the game is running. That way you can keep going back and forth to really just go through and reset all your moves. Now obviously there's going to be some new moves you could check out, but this way, if you don't remember what moves you had, it'll really help you, especially when there's so many different options for moveset. This will really help you speed up that process. So make sure you go and record that or screenshot it, whatever you got to do, write it down on a piece of paper to really set yourself up for a quick transition to 2K26. Number 2, make sure you go screenshot or write down your entrance choices. However, this might be null and void with the new interactions during entrances. So if you go through and you have a preset entrance, like me, I got really lazy the last couple games because the way the custom entrances work didn't really, I couldn't get it to function the way I wanted to, so I would just go through and pick my favorite entrance that I was using in other games or the games the years before, and I couldn't remember the names of them. So if you're just going to do that, like me, this year I'm going to go try to make my own custom entrance. It sounds like they have a custom create a championship entrance now, which I'm going to mess around with that. Keep an eye on the channel. I'm going to make videos of all this stuff when the game comes out. We're going to be pretty busy the next couple weeks. But this will really help you if you just go through and you take a picture of all your settings, your victory motions, your entrance motions, everything. Because sometimes when I'm going through, and your theme song, because sometimes if you use theme songs that aren't related to a wrestler like I do, you kind of forget what was called after a year. Like if you don't go in there and change it a lot, you tend to forget. So make sure you go in and take a screenshot, write down, or once again, make a short video on your created entrance. It'll really save you some time going into WWE 2K26. Number 3, make sure you get all your images for your arenas, your championships, your created wrestlers, all in a single folder on either your PC or your phone, whatever you use to upload to the community creations thing over on their website. Make sure you have it all nice and ready to go for the next game. That way you're not sitting here trying to search for it or figure it out. Make sure you have your face scan ready. That way, once again, it's an easy transition. You have all your images. You could do a lot of the legwork now to save you some time and make your gameplay experience more fun when it comes out. Because for me, when I make my wrestlers, I always make sure I have a folder of all my stuff I'm going to use for my championships, my arenas. I'm making a lot more stuff this year. I've finally got a powerful PC to start making some actual cool stuff for arenas and stuff like that. And if they really did fix the create an arena, or at least fix the things that I had issues with, then we're going to have some awesome arenas this year. Obviously, the created wrestler, that's the thing I'm most excited for. My championships should hopefully look a lot better this year. So I got big plans for the image uploaders, especially now that we have double the space. That's really cool. I'm looking forward to this. So to set yourself up, make sure you go do all that stuff this week if you have time and get it all ready into one single folder. That way, once the tab is live for you to upload your images, boom, you're ready to go. And you can get it there ASAP, boom, boom. And you can get your face on your character, everything. Number 5. Now this one is for those trophy hunters. If I were you, I would try to wrap up any and all online specific trophies / achievements for WWE 2K25. That way, if you ever want to come back and platinum or get 1,000 achievement points on the game after the server shut down, you'll still be able to do that. Each year they have a couple online ones tied to the My Faction. I believe there's a bunch of them on the island, although the island ones are nice. They were really nice about the island ones. They're separate. Like, it's a separate list, and they did that in 2K26. I'm very happy about that, because if it was tied to the platinum, and when the servers go down and you can't do that anymore, I feel like this should be illegal or not allowed by the platform holders. Like, if you have online trophies, then it counts towards the platinum or the 1,000. They should not be allowed to shut the servers off if they have the online trophies, or they should be forced to make them all offline, or have an option to do both. I feel like that should be the evolution of trophies, because when you go and buy a game years from now, and let's say the servers are shut off, and you can't get the trophies anymore because you're missing one online one and there's no servers, I feel like that's bullcrap, because now you're buying an incomplete game. Even though it's delisted or whatever, I feel like this is a huge issue. So, to set yourself up for the future, if you are a trophy hunter and you've been kind of slacking off this year like I kind of did I've been doing that since 2K23. I got them all in 2K22. I got the platinum. And then 2K23, I think I got all the online ones, so I could still technically go back and get the platinum on that one. Sadly, I forgot to do it in 2K24, and I think the servers are about to be shut off for that. I might want to go do that real quick. And then 2K25, I got plenty of time for that one because the servers probably won't be shut off until 2K27 comes out. But just to set yourselves up, I would go try to take care of all the online ones in particular. You don't have to do all the offline ones, but anything tied to online, I would do that now to set yourself up in the future if you ever want to go back and earn that platinum or 1,000. For you creators out there, number 6, I would also screenshot your creative superstar parts and where they're located on the huge list, because usually the list doesn't really move them that much each year, but they did add a lot of new parts this year, so they might move around some. But it'd be really a good idea if you went and took a screenshot of all your superstars' parts. That way, if you haven't messed with your created wrestler and you're like, what was the pants I was using again? Or what was the shirt I was using? What was the bra? What was the shoes? There was a certain cool pair of shoes I was using. I can't quite remember what it looked like. This will really help set you up for success if you want the same look. One of my biggest pet peeves, like for 2K25, is they removed the cool pants we had in 2K24, and I switched it up, so I put them in a singlet this year because they didn't have any pants I liked. They had really cool like zigzag pants, I want to say in 24, it might have been 23, that were like perfect, and they had a like nice little circle spot. I could put the logo, my main character's logo, and his mask and everything, and then they got rid of the pants. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then they got rid of the shirt I used. I'm like, man, so be ready. There might have some parts that got removed because they didn't have time to upscale them or make them look better. So just take a screenshot. That way it sets you up so you can just go, oh yeah, there's the part I had, that's the part I had. Unless you want to create a whole new look for your wrestler, I'm probably going to do that because we have so many new options this year with the body morphing. I'm going to spend probably the first month making my main 2 wrestlers, because the first couple weeks are going to be me just making content for the channel, trying to get all the information out for you guys, although we've got so much information already. There's still a lot of stuff that they haven't shown us. And that's my plan for you guys. There's a lot of Creation Suite stuff that you guys need to see. And that's my plan anyway. Number 7. Now, for those of you who don't really use or care about your virtual currency, I would go in and make sure you spend every single virtual currency you have before they shut the servers down, in a couple of years when 2K27 comes out, because I did not do this in 2K24 or 23, but in 2K25, if you bought the Bloodline Edition, you got 100,000 or 150,000 virtual currency. So once the servers shut down, you lose all of that. So if I were you, I would go in and go to the card shop, over to the tabs at the very end, switch it to Persona cards, and buy up all the Persona cards you want, so that way those wrestlers will be unlocked when the servers get shut down. Or go to the island and buy a bunch of creation parts that you don't have or that you want to keep. That way, when the servers get shut down again, you should still have access to all the stuff you purchased. At least that's how it should work, in my opinion. We are going to make a video on that once the servers get shut down for the island, probably in 2 years from now, because I'm very curious how that's going to work. Anyway, so make sure you go spend all your virtual currency, because sadly, unlike EA, your virtual currency does not carry over to the next game. I feel like the government should step in and regulate this, because it's ridiculous that your virtual currency, that's the same currency in every single game, does not carry over to game. Obviously, some people would save it all up for the next game and they wouldn't make any new money. But I feel like it should be like a universal thing where you have this pool, you have your 2K account, and you have virtual currency for all your 2K games, not just the one you bought it for. So obviously that'll never happen because they want you to keep spending more money. But anyway, since you can't transfer it over to 2K26, I would spend every last virtual currency coin that you have so that it's not wasted and it doesn't get deleted, like when they shut the servers off 2 years from now. So just go spend your virtual currency. Thank me later. Number 8. For you universe players, I would go and start, if you really care about your universe and you've been playing it years and years and years of it, and you have all these stats built up with your, let's say, your created championships, your created arenas, you have all these cool feuds they had, you have all these heel and face, like when you go into the options of the wrestlers that has like enemies, friends, or allies, or whatever, tag teams, all this kind of stuff, I would go in there, and just like the moveset, just like the create an entrance or victory, I would go in there and record your everything, your stats and everything. That way you can write it down and you can have a nice little log of all the matches you've done, how many title reigns you've done, or how many times your title was defended by who. I used to do that when I was younger because I had a lot of fun doing that. I might do that going forward because in 2K22, I want to say, I think I played like 10 or 15 years of Universe Mode. I actually played every single show, because we waited so long from 2K20, well, it was only an extra year, to 2K22, that like I was ready to go. I was ready to play it. So, and since I barely touched 2K25 after launch, I did put 160, I want to say, 160 hours into the game, but that was all in the creation suite. I did beat Maya Rice twice, and I got through chapter 1 on the island because I didn't like the monetization with the creator wrestler parts. But I barely played 2K25, and they added a lot of cool stuff in the game. So I'm actually kind of glad I didn't play that one to death, because now I feel like I've taken a break, and I am ready to play the crap out of 2K26. I just hope the monetization and the ringside pass doesn't ruin it for me. Alright, so yeah. Long story short, take a picture of all your stats, your title reigns, your feuds, your rivalries, your allies, enemies for your universe, so that way you can go set it up with the new wizard mechanic in 2K26. Number 9. Now, for you creators, or people that like to download creations in general, I would take one last major look at the community creations. Now, that's not going to get shut down right away. It's going to be on for at least another year until 2K27 comes out. But if you're buying 2K26 day 1, you're probably not going to go back to 2K25, like either for a while or maybe never. So I would go on there if I were you, and I would go in and I would just search for every cool wrestler you've ever wanted, like Rumble Roses, Dead or Alive, Ultimate Muscle, any Marvel characters, DC characters, AEW wrestlers. It doesn't have to be like fantasy stuff. It could be AEW wrestlers, TNA wrestlers. There's a lot of talented creators that were on there, and it's probably going to be the last one with modded wrestlers in it. Unless the modders find a way to get them on console again, I would download as much as you can, because once those servers are shut down, you won't be able to get those created wrestlers back ever. Like, they expunge it, they completely delete everything. And this is the worst part about them shutting the servers down every year, because we lose all those awesome creations that the community made throughout the year, and then they're gone forever, expecting everybody to recreate them in the next game. They really got to figure out a system to where we can take our wrestlers and transfer them to the next game. Like, even if it has to remove a few parts, or it messes up their face and we have to redo the face, just give me the base like identity of the character with the moves, with the entrance. If I have to recreate the character itself to some degree, I'm okay with that. We should be at like the Pokemon status right now. We should have WWE 2K Home. like they have Pokemon Home for all your Pokemon, we should have that for our created wrestlers. I am personally willing to pay for that. It could be a yearly service fee for like $10 or something just to keep the servers up. I know a lot of you are like, no, I don't want to pay for it. Well, if they're going to offer something like that, they're probably going to charge for it. And if they really want to like prevent it from having wrestlers all the way back to like, let's say 2K22 all the way to 2K30, they can make it so it only functions from one game behind. So if you skip a year, you can't put your 2K24 wrestlers in 2K26. You have had to upload them to 25, to 26. This would also give people incentive to upgrade every year. So it's a win-win on both sides. It helps creators and it helps them make more money. Like I'm trying to help everybody here. All right, the last thing on the list that I would do after you've done all 9 other things that I just suggested here is once you're done with the game and you've wrapped up the bow and you're completely done with 2K25, I would delete it from your console just to free up space. Because this game is over 100 gigabytes, and unless you have a big, huge extra hard drive sticking around or you upgraded your SSD, and especially you Switch 2 players, like that system does not have a lot of space, and those games are just as big as they are on other consoles. You might want to delete 2K25 off your console. You can still download it. You'll still have access to all your save file, your DLC, and all that kind of stuff when you re-download it, so you don't have to worry about that. Just I would delete it off the console unless you have plenty of space to keep it on there. If you're like me, I have tons of other games that I play on each system, so I try to keep up free space, but I have a 1 terabyte memory card for the Nintendo Switch 2, and I've only downloaded old games that I've bought on the last gen hardware that I bought digitally, and it's almost half full already because games are huge. And yes, I've bought in so many Switch games. In fact, behind me you can't really see it, but one of the whole entire shelves is just a crap ton of Switch 1 games. So yeah, for those on Switch in particular, I would delete the old game. Even the PlayStation 5 that does not have a lot of space on there. I think it launches with 800 gigabytes, and it's not really 800 gigabytes, it's like 600 or 700. So you're going to free up some space if you have not increased your hardware or hard drive space since launch. So there you have it. Those are the 10 things I would do to get yourself ready for WWE 2K26. Feel free to add anything that you can think of down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay frosty.